You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Sunny 93.3, thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, morning, guys.
Morning,
Heidi.
Dan.
John, how's
Hey.
everything in Smallville, guys?
Good.
Amazing.
Fabulous.
all right?
We survived Monday. We're, well on our way through this week. And
Yeah, crank it through another week. At least all that heat and humidity stuff blowing out of here for a little while.
that was kind of nice.
Relief. I like it, actually. You get into
is
the night.
Me too.
That's kind of my thing. It doesn't bother me much, but apparently it does other people.
Some people don't like the heat.
I didn't even know this existed because you got Mother's Day, you got
Father's Day.
Father's Day, there is a Grandparents' Day, correct?
September, yep.
Well, apparently there is a gorgeous Grandma Day.
Oh, yeah, it's today.
And that is today, yeah.
So for all the gorgeous grandmas out there,
It's a wow.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
hey,
That took an awkward turn.
I'm just saying, if they're gorgeous grandmas, they deserve that.
All righty.
I don't know how to do the... I can't do that.
Boy, I don't either, but if all of a sudden I see you going into a home somewhere and going, hey, you want to make me executor of your will? Holy cow.
Want to bake me some cookies?
Yeah, so you got a grandma, and of course you think they're gorgeous. Just give them a call, drop them a card, bring some flowers, whatever, pot pie, it doesn't matter. Do a little something.
Awkward if
I love pot pie.
I love pot pie as well. It might be awkward if you think your grandmother is gorgeous, but I think it's okay to think somebody else's grandmother is gorgeous.
Well, I think they're talking about the heart, spirit, and soul, John.
Oh, is that what it is?
Not
Okay.
necessarily what is very possibly when you get to a certain age. Let's face it, you probably have an unfortunate exterior.
Either that or you've had some work done.
Or some work done.
And
Or-
if you have to ask, yes, you did.
Or they've just been very fortunate in the genetics department. So,
Yeah, like my grandma. I mean, she was old school. She came over here, the whole World War II thing, man, out of Warsaw, Poland.
No kidding.
And, all she ever wore was big, poofy house dresses and hairnets. And she ain't going to be on the cover of Glamour magazine. But she was gorgeous to
there
me.
you go. See,
Yes.
that's nice.
That's what we're talking about.
My grandmother came over on the Mayflower. Not the boat. It was a big moving truck. But
One step ahead of the law.
all right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
Do you have a credit card? Is it the very best credit card? Many people get their credit card as a response to an offer that was mailed to you. These are typically not the best cards. Check the fine print for the fees and interest. We have a website that compares many different cards being offered so you can find the one that's the best fit for you. If you'd like to find a better credit card, we'd love to help at bettercreditcards.net. There's no obligation. Just click and compare to see if we can get you a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net.
Sunny 93.3. Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I like to poke bears and lasso ducks and kill them possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the critters and the campers too, but if you're wearing Crocs, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Morning.
I love the new theme
I
song.
So,
I think it's pretty fantastic.
I'm not even quite sure how to follow that.
I don't know that you need to follow that because
It's pretty tough to follow.
that is,
Pretty spectacular.
Hey, little radio rangers, tell you what, you've got some musical talent, think you can put a theme song together, submit it to this show. If we pick it, we'll give you something.
we'll give you something.
We'll give you I'll take you to Chuck E. Cheese, drop you off, pick you up a few hours later. Snag a 20 from your mom and we're good.
So basically, in that scenario, all they get is the
Getting a ride.
transportation.
That seemed like
Not me in particular. I'm going to have an Uber do it, but
that whole thing seemed awesome when I was recording it.
it
and
was
now,
I
awesome.
love it.
And now hearing it, I'm going, okay, Ranger Dan, your life's come to this. Which Which brings me to this. Let's talk about monkeys for a moment. Lay a little critter knowledge on you. You know, it is interesting that some people sometimes will try to give alcohol to critters.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's funny. It usually is not. For instance, did you know like a shot of whiskey will, in fact, kill a horse?
It will?
It will kill a horse.
So that's why it's whiskey for my men and beer for my horses.
Exactly correct. In St. Kitts, which is a little island nestled right there, right between the Caribbean and the Atlantic and the West Indies, the monkeys there have developed over the course of the past few centuries a taste for alcohol by eating fermented sugarcane.
No.
It's become a thing. And some of them are so torn up that they are actually starting to steal alcohol from local resorts. This is no kidding. It's like, yeah, we're fermenting our own. We're just taking yours.
So they got boozed up monkeys on this island.
Liquor store holdups. It's like, can you describe the suspect? Well, yeah, it was a monkey.
Heidi's got a new bucket list destination, I got a feeling.
Yeah.
She likes
that would be
booze
fantastic.
and she loves monkeys.
Those are like two of my favorite things.
Well, St. Kitts does have resort areas with liquored up monkeys. So call
That's
your travel
amazing.
agent now. That is a true story. So when
The
you're out
drunken
there,
monkey
when you're out there
destination.
camping, and we know why you camp, you like to get all boozed up and do stuff. But when raccoons come around and bears especially, just throw them a marshmallow because they love that. But
Nice.
Keep the hooch to yourself.
And feed the booze to the monkeys like everyone else.
St. Kitts, boozed up monkeys. I love it. I'm Ranger Dan. Hey, little Radio Rangers, stay in school, eat your vegetables, go to church, say your prayers, do not play soccer, and don't let me catch you wearing Crocs. Ranger Dan, out.
And if you've got a theme song, get it to us today, and maybe we'll play it on the radio. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
The inventor of Rip It gloves has been a drywall guy for decades. He was trying to find gloves that worked for him and his crew, but nothing was quite right. So he went out and created some. Rip It gloves fit firm in your hand and protect your hands, but still allow you to use a touchscreen. Professional athletes love the extra grip Rip It gloves gives them. Painters, roofers, contractors, but also motorcycle and horseback riders. See why everyone loves Rip It gloves at ripitgloves.com. Use promo code radio to save 25%. That's RIPIT gloves.com, promo code radio.
Sunny 93.3, time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris. What do we have for Water Cooler Talk today, brought to you by Aqua One?
What an excellent question.
Oh, you were wondering the same thing? I also wonder what's going to be the Water Cooler Talk.
Oh, no, this is huge because, I wear out shoe leather, I pound on desk, I demand answers. When it comes to Sioux Falls anymore, if it's not downtown, it ain't squat.
Yeah, that's kind of the way they make you feel.
Squat. And they just got a nice little grant here downtown Sioux Falls. Apparently surveys, which we've never been a part of, have shown that pedestrian safety in downtown Sioux Falls is a top priority for the entire community.
Really?
Pedestrian safety.
What's going on there?
Downtown.
Is that ever since somebody smashed into that booze bike?
That had nothing to do with pedestrians. That was a guy driving a vehicle that slammed into the Drinkin' Dodge. What
is it called? It's not a booze bike. It's called pedal pole?
Sip and cycle.
Sip and cycle.
Sip and cycle? Is that
Pedal
what it is?
pub.
Okay. Which had nothing to do, again, with pedestrians.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But, they've just been awarded a $10,000 grant.
To teach people how to drive?
Teach people how to cross.
It's a community challenge grant that allows them to make improvements to the downtown community, apparently for pedestrian safety.
Are they going to put bridges over the roads?
Why are you asking me? I have no idea.
He's not on the,
$10,000
on the committee.
No, I'm not on the committee, but it's downtown Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
People have to walk across Phillips.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Well, we could put
how complicated is this?
Put a catapult on each side, just shoot them over the top.
Go when you're supposed to. I think we've already got the safety that we need down there, correct?
Is it different there than it is anywhere else in the world? Don't they have red lights and green lights like the rest of them?
Well, for instance, downtown Minneapolis, you got the skywalks.
Oh, yeah, they have one of those in Sioux City.
Well, one, but I mean, downtown Minneapolis is pretty well connected all over downtown.
Yeah.
So I don't know, this $10,000 going to what for pedestrian safety downtown?
They could maybe make a rope bridge skywalk.
I've been going downtown for over 30 years and never once did it occur to me, I don't feel safe walking across the street.
Right?
Here.
I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Go to the corner, I look both ways and go, my turn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of all it takes.
Well, there must have been some incident that we didn't know about. So, Dan, I think that's your department. You should have told us what happened. Clearly feel as though you're slacking over there.
I don't know. I think I got a letter in the mail from City Hall that was kind of a personality profile breakout. And where I am in my life right now, I'm not allowed downtown anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh.
You're not a hipster enough.
Don't got the hip factor going, man. Just don't.
So you were asked to please no
What
longer
if you
come
grew a
downtown.
man bun?
Yeah.
Would that work then? Would you still qualify?
When the grant was from AARP.
Was it really?
Why they are writing grants to anything for anyone, I have no idea, but that's a true story.
Oh, boy.
It is a $10,000 grant
Oh, my
from
gosh.
AARP.
All right.
It's definitely in your wheelhouse then.
Wow. This gets weirder.
Jeez.
I'm not being rude. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to move on. I feel very awkward right now, as though I said something wrong. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
Join us for a fun week in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic for the 3rd annual 80s in the Sand. We've been there the last 2 years. In addition to making a bunch of awesome new friends, we had so much fun meeting 80s actors and musicians. 80s in the Sand takes over the entire resort, so you'll mingle with them at the pools and the restaurants too. We'd love to have you join us. See the amazing lineup featuring Sammy Hagar and many more at radiotravelgroup.com. Save $200 per person for first-time guests at radiotravelgroup.com.
Sunny 93.3, thank you so much for listening on a Tuesday. Time right now to visit with Jeff Harding from Crescent Real Estate Group. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great. How are you, John?
I'm fantastic. We are sneaking up on this big giveaway, the Aerosmith Dream Concert giveaway. It's coming up next Thursday, so a little over a week to go.
Pretty exciting. We've been doing this now for, it's almost 2 months. We've been taking registrations, and we're coming up on the date. We're going to draw a winner.
We're going to tell you how you can register for that in a moment. But first, let's talk about the real estate market in Sioux Falls. Good time to buy and sell homes right now, isn't it?
It is. There's a lot of homes for sale. The last market report showed that home sales are up from last year. Again, another record-setting month, but there's plenty of inventory out there. Even in the hard-to-find price ranges, as long as you've got, you're pre-approved for a mortgage and you've got your ducks in a row, you're working with a good realtor, you can go out there and get a home bought even in that price range, that 150 to 250 range. That seems to be a little harder. But every day there's homes coming up for sale in that price range. It's just a matter of getting in them, looking at them, and figuring out if it's the home for you.
Now, if somebody listening, maybe they're in the market or they're going to be in the market, but they don't currently have a realtor, how do they secure you to be their realtor?
Well, that's even easier than joining the contest to win the Aerosmith trip. I mean, all they got to do is just call me, 605-521-3000. I generally will sit down with somebody and talk about, it's really about options. I work for them if we partner up as a real estate agent, and, you need to understand, it's in your best interest to work with the best agent you can find. And that's because you're not paying that agent to represent you as a buyer. Whoever is selling the home that you eventually end up buying is paying the commission. So it doesn't cost you as a buyer to work with an agent. Go find the best one you can. And I'd love to be that agent for you if you don't have one. We can talk about the market, maybe what you're looking for in a home, what neighborhoods you're targeting, figure out all the specifics and what you would consider to be your dream home, and then we go out and find them.
And I can tell you from firsthand experience, we worked with Jeff when we bought our home just a couple months ago, and he was fantastic to work with. So I'll throw my recommendation out there. I don't know if that's going to help, but I'll throw it.
I appreciate that. I loved working with you and Heidi. It was a lot of fun.
Now, one of the things that I think was really cool, and I think maybe we'll spend some time talking about this Thursday, I want to talk a little more about the app, because there's a really cool app. But if somebody listening right now is going, hey, apps, I like apps, and I'd be interested. If you're in the market, you need to download this. How do they get a hold of you? And then we'll talk in great deal on Thursday about the app, but how do they download the darn thing?
Well, one of the easiest things to do is just text me at 605-521-3000. Shoot me a text, tell me your name and that you're interested in getting the app. I'll shoot you a link to it. You put it on your phone, and I'll tell you what, this app, everybody's heard of Zillow, Trulia, all the different services that are out there to help you search for homes. This is probably the best of the best when it comes to apps. So you drive through neighborhoods, it tells you where the homes are in that neighborhood for sale, live time as you're driving around. You can search them on your couch at home. You can put in your parameters. how many bedrooms you're looking for, what price range you're interested in. You list all the things that you want to find in your new home. And the moment a new listing comes on, it notifies you, it notifies me. At that point, you start looking at pictures. You start talking with your wife or husband about, is this the home for us? Well, at the same time, I'm looking at the background. I know you're interested in that home. It shows it on my phone when you click it as a favorite. But I start looking at the things like the disclosure that the seller filled out when they listed it. Has it ever had flood damage? Has it had any improvements done to it? All the things that you might not see in the listing. So when you call me and say, hey, Jeff, I think we found a home we want to see, I already know the answers to some of those questions you're going to ask me about that home because we found it together when it came online. So it's a great way to work with a real estate agent and stay on top of all these new listings as they come on.
And if they'd like to get that, how do they get a hold of you once again?
They can text me 605-521-3000. Just text me, tell me your name, that you want the app. I'll text you the link back, and you can download it right on your phone.
Now, let's talk about how to register for the Dream Concert Giveaway, Aerosmith in Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's pretty easy. You go to Sonny's Facebook page. You go to Crescent Real Estate Group's Facebook page. You can go to sunnyradio.com. All of those will have a link to enter the contest. It takes about 15 seconds. You type in your name, your phone number, email address. It's going to ask you, are you looking to buy or sell a home in the next 12 months? Because we'd like to know if you're somebody that might need a realtor. But once you fill those 4 things out, you're entered to win. And we're going to be drawing that here next week.
Yeah, 1 week and 1 day from today. And then we'll be announcing the winner 1 week and 2 days from today. So next Thursday. Jeff, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Again, Jeff is with Crescent Real Estate Group. You can get a hold of him at 605-521-3000. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3. Credit cards. They can be trouble. About 12 years ago, we did a debt snowball program and got rid of our credit cards. We were debt-free except for our house. It was awesome. But over the course of the next decade, our credit score went down. That sounds weird, but they need open accounts to give you a score. Our lower score made our insurance rates go up. We decided to get a credit card to help with that. We just pay it off every month. If you want a better credit card, check out bettercreditcards.net. They'll help you compare all the different cards to get the best one for you. That's bettercreditcards.net. Sunny 93.3, time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
No, let's face it, celebrities are, in fact, pretty darn fabulous. So many of them have so many different options for footwear. It's crazy. They have one in everything because they keep making it in their size, apparently. Not sure where that goes. Tom Hanks is back on the big screen because why not? This is a little strange. We were talking about this before we went on this morning.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers, the movie, is coming, to a neighborhood near you.
In the neighborhood.
It's called, what is it? It started out with a documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Yeah.
And now Tom Hanks is starring in. You know what? I like Mr. Rogers.
Story.
I sure got the whole thing, and I sure let my kids watch it growing up. But it's a feature-length film.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the demo for this?
He had a pretty fascinating life.
I think so.
Would you go? Would you buy a ticket? Would you buy a ticket to go see this movie?
I would see this film. I would probably see it a lot faster if they had chosen somebody other than Tom Hanks.
That was when I brought it up earlier off the air. The reason I brought it up is I said, why is it that they all choose Tom Hanks to portray, when there's somebody, it was, he was Walt Disney in a movie recently.
And I
forgot about that. Yeah.
It was Captain Phillips. He was
preview. You were playing the preview on your computer.
Sully.
It just didn't even sound like.
No, it sounds like Tom
Hanks. I
Hanks.
feel like they could have chosen somebody better.
Well, and I don't understand why he's the go-to guy to play everybody.
Well, he's got 427 Oscars. That might be part of it.
That's probably what it is. And I don't dislike Tom Hanks. As a matter of fact, I've always really liked Tom Hanks.
What was it last week? Started opening his mouth about politics.
Do you remember when I came in this room right here last week? I was amazed to find out that he had a younger brother. Had no idea. Jim Hanks. Didn't even know he existed. Yeah. But he sounds exactly like him and looks a lot like him.
I would have seen this film, I think, if it was somebody else. But I don't think I'll pay to go and see it with Tom Hanks. I wasn't impressed with the way he was portraying him.
Going to hit screens in November. It's called A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
I think so.
I'd love to see, and maybe remember, I think it was back in the 80s when Eddie Murphy was part of Saturday Night Live, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Yes, that I'd
pay to see that.
Boys and girls.
Yeah.
I would pay to see that.
That was hilarious.
Be evicted.
So there you go. There's your latest celebrity news.
Well, Dan, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it a ton.
Sure thing. Just doing my job, John.
Absolutely. It's entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour. See, we got all these things. John and Heidi Show bonus hour on Sunny 93.3.